Valorant versus CS2, a discussion that has existed ever since Valorant became a thing in 2020, and I, like the chronic onliner I am, have made 2 videos on the subject. Now the latter one is the more notable one of these two because it did not have a very good like to dislike ratio, and it was bombarded by hate comment after hate comment. But today, I am not going to apologize. I am going to further dig that hole and conclude that Valorant is better, miles better than CS2 in fact, and I will begin by taking a look at what the comments actually said. First of all, people who said, "Oh, you're a Valorant player, so you enjoy Valorant more," simply showed their lack of intelligence because all they needed to do was to click on my YouTube channel and scroll down to see that I, in fact, not only have more CSGO videos than Valorant ones. I prefer CSGO to Valorant any day, but because CSGO is now impossible to play other than on community servers, I am forced to play CS2, this terrible ass game. A lot of other comments bring forth the fact that I did not mention a lot of things, such as the pro scene, skins, content creators, etc. Well, here I am to say that those things do not in any way assist the gameplay or gaming experience. Although you might enjoy a skin that you have or watching a certain pro match, maybe your favorite content creator, this will not in any way affect whether you enjoy actually playing the game for yourself. Henceforth, why I mentioned it not in my video. Something about CS that is better is community servers, but they only add a very small amount to the actual gaming experience. And from that gaming experience, Valorant does have a much more pleasant one. The players are nicer and more civil, not to mention the fact that there are actually women in the game because the men don't degrade them, at least straight in their face. And CS players that mention the ooh, oh well, and e-dating have clearly never played Valorant, because in my entire time playing this game, I have only found myself in such a lobby once. And even funny that this guy mentioned that I can't handle the toxicity, because if you ask any of my friends about who is the most toxic person in the world, they will point their fingers straight at me. Yeah, you dumb autistic piece of shit. People who say that, you know, CS is a mechanically skilled game and actually Valorant is old luck have never played Valorant. Because the moment any agent's abilities flies in their face, they won't have any idea how to counter it or what to even do. They will just stand there like helpless children complaining about, "Oh, this is child's game." And the people who mentioned that I need to upgrade my computer are apparently even more chronic onliners than me, because they do not understand that you cannot just go and upgrade a computer at your will. First of all, it's expensive. Like seriously, not everybody has the money. Second of all, there are circumstances like the fact that I'm going to university in a few months and there's no way I'm taking my computer with me to another country with all my equipment. Third of all, my friend, who has a RTX 3070, complains about CS2's frames. And if he can complain, I can too. In fact, almost every person that has ever touched CS2 that I have talked to complained about its FPS. That's how bad it is. The people who say that CS2 is a new game are the dumbest creatures on this planet. I mean, seriously, yes, it's a new game. That has been out for over a year if you count the beta. Oh, and just a thing to remember, this game replaced CSGO, an already polished game with a thriving esports scene where players compete for millions of dollars. Do you even comprehend the meaning of this? A billion-dollar company replaces a polished game with this piece of shit. It's like if FIFA decided to change football entirely, but it didn't build proper playing fields, put the nets in the air, and made the field of ice, and the players are playing in sweatpants in the middle of summer. Furthermore, we have full proof that Valve completely disregards and frankly doesn't give a shit about the community's pleas. FACEIT enabled us to play on 128 tick. Nope. Valve hardlocked it to 64. Why? Because they don't care. You want CL Bob in left hand? Screw you. You want an actual anti-cheat? No. Further, the people in CS who complain about Valorant's anti-cheat and say it's a malware are just retarded. You know why? Because the FACEIT anti-cheat also has a kernel driver. And it's also ironic that a community that has had Bitcoin mining clients and an exploit in-game that allowed people to find your IP complain about a kernel anti-cheat. Oh, you see, Riot Games is owned by Tencent, you might mention. So it is legally obligated to send data to China. Good point. How about you also uninstall Discord, since a good portion of it is owned by none other than Tencent. In fact, Tencent owns a lot more than just that, so uninstall all the software that Tencent owns, might you? Oh, and now that we mention FACEIT, there's this guy in my comments saying that I wouldn't be ranked any higher than level 5 on FACEIT, and guess what? We will never find out. You know why? Because I won't play FACEIT. I don't want to have to launch a game only to go and use another application to play. I want to launch a game, click play, and play. And you know what happens when you do that in CS? You get queued with cheaters. People who continue defending CS are honestly astonishing to me, when it is obvious to a child how shit this game is. I mean, seriously, I feel like at this point Valve could literally stop working on the game entirely, lock it to 20 tick, like Minecraft, ruin the hit registry, and you idiots will still continue playing it. I will go as far as to say that you idiots are the reason gaming companies today settle for less, because they know that players like you will settle for even less than that. Ask any third party, literally people who haven't played CS2 or Valorant, which game is better? And the answer, which will come up, is obvious like daylight. And the sad thing is, I still prefer CS2 to Val. I like the gunplay more, the movements, the actual gameplay, I love it more, but the lack of a proper anti-cheat and the constant barrage of retards in my team is unbearable. Give these people their own servers, please. I want to play the game, and yet it still lacks half of the game mode CSGO had to offer. And it doesn't even have all the settings I want. I hate how clunky Valorant's gun feel and how disgusting the sprays and the movement feels, yet because of the community, the anti-cheat, and the ability to actually play the game instead of having to go and register with a third-party application, I would just much rather play Valorant, honestly. And to those that still believe that Counter-Strike 2 is the better game, you're hopeless. Dislike this video, maybe leave a bad comment so I can enjoy reading your retarded opinion, and go and play your dogshit game. Have a good day.